to make sure that no one else would take that thing that she had offered to God himself. What he ended up doing was marrying the woman whom God had chosen to be Ark of the Covenant. And in that womb, in this feast, this very night, the Holy Spirit moves, causes life where life should be. He takes a child, a virgin girl. He makes that womb, that precious womb, greater than the heavens. The heavens cannot contain God. Yet, that womb, in that womb was God himself. God himself in that womb. The beginning of salvation. The good news. God has become man for our redemption. That's what we celebrate tonight. How incredible is this feast? That God himself would take to himself humanity, our flesh, for our salvation. And that he would do it with someone no one probably would even have seen. Someone small, a virgin. He's constantly taking things and turning it upside down. You remember what happened in the garden? It's the most powerful story to know. In that garden, there was a woman, Eve. And what did she say to God, really, by speaking to that serpent? She said, I'll have it my way, thank you. And she takes that fruit and she eats it. But this Eve, the new Eve, the mother of us all, what does she do? When the archangel comes to her, she says, be it done to me according to your word. She turns upside down Eve's rebellion by humility. Mary, most holy Mary, the Theotokos, begins our salvation by a yes. It's wonderful that we get to experience this little bit of joy in the midst of Lent. This little bit of levity just before we enter Holy Week, this next week. What a blessing. Remember, if we can, as we respond to God, to respond like Mary, to say, let it be according to your word, not according to my calculations, not according to my plans, according to you. Not worrying